Hi there! This story is perfect for B1 English learners who want to improve their listening skills. Join me as I share my journey of discovering amazing travel hacks to find cheap flights. You'll learn useful vocabulary about travel, money-saving tips, and everyday conversations. Ready to save money and travel more?
Let's go!
My journey to finding cheap flights. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and I want to tell you about my journey to finding cheap flights. This story changed my life completely. Before I learned these travel hacks, I thought traveling was only for rich people. But now, I travel to different countries every year, and I spend very little money on flights. Let me start from the beginning. 2 years ago, I was a university student. I had very little money, but I had big dreams. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to see different countries, meet new people, and experience different cultures. However, every time I looked at flight prices, I felt sad and disappointed. One day, I was talking to my roommate, Jack. Jack was older than me, and he had traveled to many countries. I asked him, "Jack, how do you travel so much? Flight tickets are so expensive." Jack smiled and said, "Alex, I know many secrets about finding cheap flights. Do you want to learn them?" I was very excited. Yes, please teach me." Jack sat down next to me and opened his laptop. "Okay, Alex. The first hack is very simple but very important. Never search for flights on weekends." "Why not?" I asked. "Because airlines know that people have free time on weekends. They know people will search for flights on Saturday and Sunday. So, they make the prices higher on weekends." "When should I search then?" I asked. "Search on Tuesday or Wednesday. These are the best days. Airlines want to sell tickets during the week, so they make prices lower." I took notes in my notebook. This was the first hack. Search for flights on Tuesday or Wednesday. Jack continued. "The second hack is about booking time. Most people book flights at the wrong time." "What do you mean?" I asked. "People usually search for flights in the evening, after work. But this is expensive time. Airlines know that many people are online in the evening, so they increase prices." "When is the best time to book?" I asked. "Early morning is the best time. Search for flights at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. Also, late night is good too. Search at 11 p.m. or midnight. At these times, fewer people are online, so prices are lower." I wrote this down too. Search early morning or late night. "Now, the third hack," Jack said. "This hack is about flexible dates." "What does flexible dates mean?" I asked. "It means you don't choose exactly one day to travel. You can travel on different days. For example, instead of saying, 'I must fly on January 15th, you say, "I can fly between January 10th and January 20th. "Why is this helpful?" I asked. "Because flight prices change every day. Maybe January 15th is expensive, but January 12th is cheap. If you are flexible with dates, you can save a lot of money." Jack showed me a website. "Look at this website. You can search for flights with flexible dates. The website shows you prices for different days. You can see which days are cheap and which days are expensive." I looked at the screen. It was amazing. The prices were very different on different days. Some days were $200, other days were $600. "This is incredible," I said. "I know, right?" Jack said. The fourth hack is about airports. Airports? I asked. Yes. Don't always fly from your main airport. Sometimes smaller airports have cheaper flights, Jack explained. For example, if you live in London, don't only look at Heathrow Airport. Also look at Gatwick, Stansted, and Luton. Sometimes a flight from Gatwick is $100 cheaper than a flight from Heathrow. But what about transportation to the airport? I asked. Good question. You need to calculate the total cost. If you save $100 on the flight, but spend $30 to get to the airport, you still save $70. It's worth it. I understood. Check all airports near your city. The fifth hack, Jack continued, is about incognito mode. Incognito mode? Like private browsing? I asked. Exactly. When you search for flights, airlines track your searches. They use cookies to remember what you searched for. If you search for the same flight many times, they think you really want that flight, so they increase the price. That's not fair, I said. I know, but that's how it works. So always use incognito mode or private browsing when you search for flights. Also, clear your cookies between searches. This was very useful information. Always use incognito mode. The sixth hack is about one-way tickets, Jack said. One-way tickets? I asked. Sometimes, buying 2 one-way tickets is cheaper than buying 1 round-trip ticket. Really? I asked. Yes. For example, you want to fly from New York to Paris and back. Instead of buying 1 round-trip ticket, you buy 1 ticket from New York to Paris and another ticket from Paris to New York. Sometimes this is $200 or $300 cheaper. But why? I asked. Different airlines have different prices. Maybe American Airlines is cheap from New York to Paris, but Air France is cheap from Paris to New York, so you choose the cheapest option for each direction. I wrote this down. Sometimes 2 one-way tickets are cheaper than 1 round-trip ticket. The 7th hack, Jack said, is about mistake fares. Mistake fares? What are those? I asked. There are special websites and social media accounts that share mistake fares. They find these cheap flights and tell people about them. But you have to be quick. These mistakes don't last long. Airlines fix them quickly. Jack showed me some websites. Follow these websites and social media accounts. When they post about mistake fares, book immediately. Don't wait. This sounded exciting, but also stressful. I needed to be ready to book quickly. The 8th hack, Jack continued, is about loyalty programs and credit cards. I don't have any credit cards, I said. That's okay. You can still join loyalty programs for free. Every airline has a loyalty program. When you join, you get points every time you fly. Later, you can use these points to get free flights. How many points do I need for a free flight? I asked. It depends on the airline and the destination. Usually you need between 25,000 and 50,000 points for a domestic flight, and 50,000 to 100,000 points for an international flight. That sounds like a lot, I said. It takes time, but it's worth it. Also, some credit cards give you bonus points. If you get the right credit card, you can earn points faster. I decided to research loyalty programs later. The 9th hack, Jack said, is about budget airlines. What are budget airlines? I asked. Budget airlines are airlines that offer very cheap flights. They keep costs low by charging extra for things like food, bags, and seat selection. What are some budget airlines? I asked. In Europe, there are Ryanair and EasyJet. In the US, there are Southwest and JetBlue. In Asia, there are AirAsia and Cebu Pacific. Are budget airlines safe? I asked. Yes, they are safe. They follow the same safety rules as regular airlines. The difference is comfort and service. Budget airlines have smaller seats, no free food, and you pay extra for bags. So I can save money if I don't mind less comfort? I asked. Exactly. If you can travel with just a small backpack and you don't need airplane food, budget airlines are perfect. I was learning so much. Budget airlines could save me a lot of money. The 10th and final hack, Jack said, is about connecting flights. Connecting flights? I asked. Instead of flying directly from your city to your destination, you fly to another city first, then take another flight to your final destination. Why would I do that? It takes more time, I said. Because it's often much cheaper. For example, a direct flight from New York to Bangkok might cost $1,200, but a flight from New York to Bangkok with a connection in Tokyo might cost only $600. Is it worth the extra time? I asked. That depends on you. If you want to save money and you don't mind spending more time traveling, then yes. Also, sometimes you can explore the connecting city for a few hours or even a day. How do I find connecting flights? I asked. Most flight search websites show you both direct and connecting flights. Look at all the options and compare prices and travel time. I finished taking notes. I had learned 10 amazing travel hacks. 1. Search on Tuesday or Wednesday. 2. Book early morning or late night. 3. Be flexible with dates. 4. Check all nearby airports. 5. Use incognito mode. 6. Consider one-way tickets. 7. Look for mistake fares. 8. Join loyalty programs. 9. Try budget airlines. 10. Consider connecting flights. Thank you so much, Jack, I said. I can't wait to try these hacks. You're welcome, Alex. But remember, these hacks work best when you use them together. Don't just use one hack. Use many hacks at the same time. The next week, I decided to test these hacks. I wanted to visit my friend Mike in Barcelona. Usually, flights from my city to Barcelona cost around $400. I followed Jack's advice. I searched on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. using incognito mode. I was flexible with my dates. I could travel any day between March 15th and March 25th. I also checked 3 different airports near my city. I couldn't believe what I found. There was a flight for only $89. It was with a budget airline and it had one connection, but I saved more than $300. I was so excited. I immediately booked the flight. My first travel hack success. But that was just the beginning. Over the next 2 years, I used these travel hacks to visit 15 different countries. I went to Italy for $95, to Thailand for $230, to Japan for $180, and to many other places. My friends couldn't believe how cheaply I was traveling. They always asked me, "Alex, how do you find such cheap flights?" I shared Jack's travel hacks with all my friends. Soon, we were all traveling cheaply and exploring the world together. One day, my friend Lisa called me. "Alex, I found an amazing mistake fare. Flights to Australia for $299. Do you want to go?" "Yes," I said immediately. We booked the flights right away. It was an incredible trip, and we saved over $800 each. These travel hacks didn't just save me money. They changed my whole life. I became more adventurous. I learned about different cultures. I made friends from around the world. I tried new foods. I saw amazing places. Now, I always tell people, traveling doesn't have to be expensive. You just need to know the right hacks. Be patient, be flexible, and be smart about how you search for flights. Remember, the best hack is to start looking early. Don't wait until the last minute. Start checking flights 2 or 3 months before you want to travel. This gives you time to find the best deals. Also, remember that traveling cheaply sometimes means less comfort. Budget airlines have smaller seats. Connecting flights take more time. But if you focus on the destination and the experience, these small inconveniences don't matter. I hope my story helps you travel more and spend less. The world is full of amazing places to visit. With these travel hacks, you can see them all without breaking the bank. Happy travels, and remember, the best stories come from the trips you almost didn't take because you thought they were too expensive. Now, every time someone says, "I can't afford to travel," I smile and think about Jack's travel hacks. I know that with the right knowledge and a little patience, anyone can travel the world cheaply. So, what are you waiting for? Open your laptop, use incognito mode, and start searching for your next adventure. The world is waiting for you.